When you're offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, you take it. And that's exactly what Nadia Cohen did. As a senior at Holly Springs High School, she got to be a lab technician at North Carolina State University.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Good.
Her science teacher, Mark Townley, is a Kenan Fellow, and he wanted Nadia, one of his top students, to have the same experience he did.
She'd already taken all of the sciences that we offer, including an AP calculus-based physics, and we're one of the only schools in the county that offer this course. And so she was already at a level to where I felt like she needed to be pushed. And during her year with me in my class, she kept asking me for summer opportunities, for camps, for anything that she could do to get that exposure so that she could kind of start to see if this is what she wanted to do in college or as a career.
So Townley contacted Jake Dooms, a plant biologist at NC State. In the summer of 2012, Townley spent 5 weeks in Dooms' lab as part of his Kenan Fellows internship, developing biofuels for jet airplanes.
He started telling me about this lab and Jake and the type of work that they do, and I was really, really interested in the whole idea of like renewable and clean energy and like energy sources that are not from like fracking and like traditional methods, and I thought that this was a really not just a good experience for like me to be more in depth into science, but like to be a part of a good cause.
So Nadia became, in effect, a junior Kenan Fellow. As part of an independent study, she went to the lab. And from the first day, she found out this is real science.
They said that I wouldn't be repeating anyone's research, that I would have to do my own research and I'd have to come up with ideas. And I was really excited about that because for a high school student, you know, all the labs that we do in high school, they are determined, like we know how it's supposed to end, and if it doesn't end that way, we did it wrong.
The research here focuses on biofuels made from algae. A key goal is to find a way to make that biofuel cheaper, since biofuels are usually more expensive than coal or oil. One way to do that is to reduce the cost of growing the algae. Algae needs nitrogen to grow. The more nitrogen the algae can absorb, the less nitrogen you have to feed it, reducing the cost. So scientists are studying the algae's genes to find a way to make them better at absorbing nitrogen.
What I want to do is I want to study these genes to know how they're affecting the cell normally, and then can I tweak them or adjust them to get increased uptake? Because if we can get more of that nitrogen source being taken in, we're decreasing the cost of your normal nitrogen fertilizers that would be required for production.
So Nadia started examining the way algae absorbs nitrogen. It starts with amino acids that contain nitrogen. Algae absorbs some amino acids, but not all of them.
Currently, we knew that it only took up 4 out of the 20 amino acids at a specific concentration, and I created like this gradient with all of the ones we know don't work, and saw that at higher concentrations they did increase uptake and utilization.
That discovery is why Nadia says she loves science, a chance to find out something new, something that can really make a difference in the world.
I like the idea of like doing science for a worthy cause, like energy, and I love the idea of going into energy research and just research in general. I think that the best way to like make a difference in like with science for me would be with research.
Sometimes you're doing science and you're only doing the science. You don't really see where the application is, but that's one of the things we try to impress upon anybody we work with is how this is going to impact real life. And so every time that connection was made, she was like, oh, so this, you know, this is going to make a real impact once it's established. And I was like, yes. And this is why I like doing it. I can see something coming out of it very clearly and helping to make the world a better place and to work to that goal.
The Kenan Fellows program is designed to give teachers real-world experience in science and technology.
I think the best part of the experience for me was to be a lab scientist for a summer. You know, I teach in a school setting. The labs are very different in a high school than they are here in a world-class lab like what you would find at North Carolina State University or any of our universities here. To provide my students with skills like sterile technique and various other lab techniques that my students desperately need to learn, and what the industry says is so important for future employees to possibly be trained in.
They can then bring that back to the classroom. Townley has developed several lesson plans where students grow their own algae for biofuels.
I started bringing some cool stuff into the classroom, and I think the opportunity to bring live organisms and to grow some things that they hadn't had the opportunity to see or even be aware of before, the opportunity to do techniques that seemed like something that they had never had the opportunity to do, at least in most school settings, really did open a lot of their eyes, and it really truly helped them with their engagement and their understanding.
But Townley says it would be even better if more students could share in the Keenan experience.
For me to have this opportunity to then bring my students back into the fold keeps me connected with the Keenan Fellowship Program, and gives our students another chance to bring industry into the classroom, which is what Keenan is all about.
Nadia says this experience has given her a leg up when she starts college at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
I think that I will be definitely more prepared for my first year of college, especially if I want to take like a lot of science classes. Being able to like operate in a lab more confidently, it'll give me a boost.
And her once-in-a-lifetime experience has also given her probably the best gift of all, a passion for a lifelong career that she can't wait to get started on.
I really like research, and I think that I want to definitely do that in college and hopefully pursue that afterwards. I think it'll allow me to travel. I want to travel. I want to go everywhere, anywhere. I don't care. I just love science and travel, and like I said, this whole the energy research. It's something important to me, to our future. Something that I can definitely see myself doing.